What are the pros and cons of living in Boise, Idaho? Well, in this video, I want to share with you 5 things that I love about this city, but also 5 things that I don't really like. So let's jump right into it, and we'll start with the downside. Number 1, the house prices have really skyrocketed over the past 5 years. I bought my house 4 years ago. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath house. I paid $180,000 for it. Today, if I were to put it on the market, I would probably list it for $285,000 or maybe even $300,000. So house prices have really gone up, but unfortunately, the Boise wages haven't kept up with the pace. Now, just a quick clarification on that. Even though house prices have gone up over the past 4 years, the housing here still is affordable, especially considering that this is a capital city. It's just houses today are more expensive than they were 4 years ago. Number 2, Boise has really bad public transportation. Now, there is a bus system, but nobody that I know uses it. Schedules aren't very good, and it's just really hard to get from one place to another using public transportation. There's no tram downtown or a subway, and there's no train at all that connects the outskirts of town to the city center. So if you're coming downtown, you're always looking for parking or you're paying for parking. 3, the city is spread out and the traffic can be kind of annoying. There is rush hour traffic, so you'll be sitting in your car on your way home from work, but also there's not enough on-ramps onto the freeway. So frequently you have to drive parallel to the freeway in order to just get onto it, which to me seems to be counterintuitive. The speed limit on the roads in town is lower than I would expect it to be and lower than it should be. And also a lot of the roads go from 2 lanes down to 1 lane at the intersections. So that causes frequent bottlenecks. In short, the traffic situation in Boise is kind of annoying. 4, Boise can have some poor air quality in the summer. Now that's because Boise sits in a valley, the Treasure Valley, and so all of the hot air that comes over the mountains gets trapped here in the valley. Now where that becomes problematic is when there's a fire in the surrounding areas. The smoke will come over the mountains and it'll get trapped here in the Treasure Valley, and sometimes it'll sit here for several days, sometimes even for several weeks. And number 5, all of the nearest big cities are 5 to 7 hours away from here. Portland is 7 hours away, Seattle is 8 hours away, Salt Lake City 5 hours away. Now what that means is if you want to see a professional basketball game or you want to see a big Broadway production, you're going to have to drive 5 or 7 hours in order to do that. So you better start saving your nickels and dimes because that ain't cheap. Now let me talk about the things that I do like about this city. Number 1, the people here are very friendly. I've lived in a lot of different places in my life, and I can genuinely say that the people here really are friendly people. You walk down the street and they say hi to you. Generally speaking, your neighbors make the effort to talk to you and get to know you. Downtown, people are happy to point things out to you or show you where something is with no expectation of getting something from you, just because they're friendly. The second thing I love about living in Boise is it's just a fun place to live. There's lots of fun things to do. Boise has some really great parks where you can go bike riding, you can play frisbee golf, bocce ball, you can go surfing on the Boise River, you can go paddle boarding. Lots of fun things to do in the parks, and they're really well maintained by the city. There's also a lot of splash pads where you can cool down at during the summer, and there's plenty of places to find some really great food and listen to live music. Boise just is a really fun place to live in, and it's got a great little downtown area. Number 3, Boise is pretty laid back. Even though it's the capital city of Idaho, it's not like the other capital cities or big cities that I've been to. I was in San Francisco a few months ago and I really felt a difference. The people there were cutting you off and honking their horns, and the city was pretty tense. But here people are laid back. They'll let you cut in front of them if you need to merge onto the road, or they're happy to point you in the right direction or explain something to you if you're lost or you need an explanation. A lot of people don't even lock their homes at night or their cars when they go into Walmart. So even though this is the capital city of Idaho, it's much more laid back here. 4, or another thing I love about living in this place is that Boise is the capital of the best state in America. I know it sounds over the top to say it's the best state in America, but I actually kind of think that. Now, most people, when they hear Idaho, they think potatoes. But what they don't know is that Idaho has 93,000 miles of streams and rivers. We have more trout here than in any other state, more soakable hot springs than in any other state. We have the largest backcountry of the lower 48 states. There's 2.3 million acres of wilderness in the Frank Church Wilderness. We have great elk hunting, and I could go on, but all of that is at the doorstep of Boise. In an hour or two, you're in beautiful wilderness, alpine lakes, and really country that is almost unrivaled in any other state. Finally, number 5, Idaho is a free state. And what I mean by that is there's a lot less rules and regulations here in Boise and in Idaho in general than in other states. So for example, you don't have to wear a helmet when you ride a motorcycle here. The government says if you want to ride a motorcycle with no helmet, you can do that. Or there's signs on the bridges downtown that say if you want to jump off the bridge, you can, but if you jump off and you get hurt and we have to come help you, then you have to pay for it. So the government tries to stay out of your life as much as possible, and they try to be as much non-interventionist as possible so that you can live your life as you see fit. So if that's the kind of a person that you are, then you might fit in well here in Boise. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are thinking of moving to Boise, you should download my free guide. It's an essential guide to buying a home here in Boise. It's got tons of information on the Boise neighborhoods, some things to do here, schools, a little bit about Boise in general, and a whole guide to the buying process here in Boise, Idaho. So download this free guide. The link is in the description box below. If you want to see other videos like this as they come out, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. And if you do those things, then I'll see you in the next one.